Attention, seniors! If you live alone, you may be paying bills that the law says you do not have to pay. Every single week, I speak with older Americans who are pressured into paying thousands of dollars medical debts that expired years ago, fake utility charges, even their late spouse's credit card bills. And the truth is, you don't owe those payments. My name is attorney Susan Mitchell, and I've spent more than 20 years protecting seniors from debt collectors, scammers, and companies that prey on people living alone. Today, I'm going to reveal 4 common payments you do not legally have to make, but millions of seniors are still being tricked into paying them. Stay with me until the end, because knowing these 4 things could literally save your retirement savings. And before we dive in, please comment the word SAFE below, so I know you want more updates to protect seniors like you. Imagine this. You're sitting at home and the phone rings. A debt collector tells you that you owe thousands of dollars in old hospital bills. They threaten to garnish your Social Security check if you don't pay immediately. Scary, right? But here's the truth. Many of these debts are no longer collectible under the law. In the United States, every state has what's called a statute of limitations on debt. This means there is a time limit, usually between 3 to 6 years, for medical debt, after which collectors cannot legally sue you for payment. Once that time is up, the debt becomes time-barred. Sadly, many seniors don't know this. I've met countless people in their 72nd who gave away thousands of dollars simply because a debt collector made them feel guilty or afraid. If you live alone, you may feel even more vulnerable when the phone starts ringing non-stop. Here's what you need to remember. They cannot take your Social Security benefits to pay old medical bills. By federal law, Social Security is protected income. You do not have to pay a debt that is past the statute of limitations. Never admit anything over the phone. If you say, "Yes, I owe this," the clock could restart, giving collectors new power against you. Instead, always request a debt validation letter in writing. This forces the collector to prove the debt is still valid. In many cases, they can't. And if they threaten you anyway, report them to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, or your state attorney general. Got. Bottom line. If a collector calls about an old medical bill, don't panic. The law may already have closed the door on that debt. Quick question for you. Has a debt collector ever called you about medical bills? Comment yes if it's happened, or no if not yet. Picture this. You open your mailbox and see a bill for $127. It looks like it's from your local gas company, claiming you missed a payment months ago. The letter warns that your service could be cut off if you don't pay immediately. This is one of the most common tricks targeting seniors who live alone: fake utility charges. Scammers create convincing letters or phone calls, pretending to represent your electric, water, or gas provider. Sometimes, they even use caller ID spoofing, so the number looks real. Here's the truth. Utility companies cannot charge you for services that aren't under your name or account. If you never signed up for that service, or if the charges don't appear on your official monthly statement, you are not responsible for paying. I recently spoke with a 68-year-old woman from Florida. She received a fake back payment notice for electricity, demanding $200. She panicked because living alone, the last thing she wanted was to lose power. Luckily, she called her actual utility company, and they confirmed the notice was fraudulent. She saved herself hundreds of dollars. Here's how you can protect yourself. Always verify directly with your utility provider. Call the number on your real bill, not the number in the suspicious letter. Request proof in writing. If it's legitimate, the company must provide detailed billing history. Be cautious of threats. Real utility companies will not demand same-day payment through gift cards, wire transfers, or prepaid debit cards. If someone tries to pressure you, hang up and report the scam to the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. They track these frauds and can shut down fake billing operations. Bottom line. Don't let fear of losing heat, water, or electricity trick you into paying fake charges. If it doesn't match your official account records, you do not owe it. Tell me in the comments, have you ever received a suspicious bill in your mailbox? Your story could help protect another senior living alone. Imagine this. A 74-year-old widow named Mary answers the phone. The caller says, "Your late husband's credit card has an unpaid balance of $8,400. If you don't pay, your credit will be ruined, and we may come after your home." Terrified and grieving, Mary feels she has no choice but to hand over her bank information. But here's the truth. In most cases, surviving spouses are not legally required to pay their deceased partner's credit card debt. Credit cards are considered individual unsecured debts. If the account was only in your spouse's name, that debt belongs solely to their estate, not to you. So why do collectors target seniors like Mary? Because they know grief makes people vulnerable, and fear can force quick payments. It's cruel, but it's common. End. Here's what the law actually says. If the credit card was only in your spouse's name, you do not owe it. Collectors can only seek payment from the estate's assets, not your personal money. If the card was joint, both names on it, you are responsible. That's the one exception. Authorized users are not liable. If you were just an authorized user on your spouse's card, you are not legally responsible. There is one wrinkle. In certain community property states, like California, Texas, Arizona, and a few others, spouses can be held responsible for some debts incurred during marriage. But even then, collectors must follow strict rules, and many claims don't hold up in court. Calls. What should you do if you get one of these calls? Don't admit anything over the phone. Never say yes or I'll pay. Request a validation letter in writing. By law, under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA, collectors must provide proof that you actually owe the debt. Know your rights. Collectors cannot threaten to take your home, garnish your Social Security, or harass you with constant calls. Those tactics are illegal. Report abuse. If a collector lies to you or pressures you to pay a debt you don't owe, file a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, or your state attorney general. I once counseled a man in Ohio who received over 20 harassing calls after his wife passed away. Once he demanded everything in writing, the calls stopped because the collectors had no legal claim. Bottom line. You are not responsible for paying debts that don't belong to you. Don't let anyone exploit your grief or fear. The law is on your side. Ald, I'd love to hear from you. Have you or someone you know ever been pressured to pay a spouse's credit card debt after they passed away? Share your story. It could save another senior from losing money they don't owe. Picture this. You're watching television one afternoon when the phone rings. A cheerful voice says, "Congratulations! You've won a special subscription deal, just $39.99 per month for unlimited magazines and premium channels." They make it sound official, urgent, and too good to pass up. But here's the catch. You never signed up for it. This is a classic telemarketing trap that targets seniors living alone. Scammers pressure you into agreeing to services over the phone, then start charging your credit card or bank account for subscriptions you don't want or never authorized. Some even mail fake invoices for newspaper or television packages you never ordered. Here's the truth. You are not legally required to pay for any subscription or service you did not clearly authorize. Under U.S. consumer protection laws, companies must have valid consent, usually a written contract or a recorded phone agreement, before charging you. Sadly, many seniors pay out of fear. They think, maybe I did agree, or they don't want trouble. But I've helped countless clients fight back and win. RT key facts you need to know. Unsolicited services are free. If you didn't request it, you don't owe it. Period. Telephone sales are strictly regulated. The FTC telemarketing sales rule requires clear, upfront disclosure of costs and conditions. If a company didn't do that, the contract is invalid. Do Not Call Registry works. By registering your number at donotcall.gov, you reduce scam calls and legitimate businesses must honor it. Here's how you can protect yourself. Never give payment info over the phone. Real companies allow you to review written contracts before charging. Ask for proof. Request the signed agreement or recorded call. If they can't provide it, you don't owe. Use call blocking technology. Many phone providers and apps can filter out robocalls and scammers. Cancel unauthorized charges immediately. Call your bank or credit card company, dispute the charge, and request a block on future payments. I remember a 72-year-old man in Arizona who was billed nearly $500 for a television package he never signed up for. Once he demanded proof of authorization, the company backed off because they had nothing. God. Bottom line, you cannot be forced to pay for something you never agreed to. Don't let smooth-talking telemarketers or fake invoices trick you into handing over your hard-earned money. Quick check-in. Have you ever received one of those suspicious calls promising subscriptions or prizes? Comment yes if you have, or no if you've been lucky so far. Imagine this. You're sitting quietly at home when the phone rings. A stern voice says, "This is the IRS. You owe back taxes. If you don't pay right now, police will come to your door. Your heart races. You live alone, and the thought of being arrested terrifies you." This is exactly how scammers manipulate seniors through fear and urgency. According to the FTC's 2024 Consumer Fraud Report, Americans over 60 lost more than $1.6 billion last year to fraud, with those living alone being among the most vulnerable. Let's look at the most common scams so you know how to protect yourself. 1. IRS and tax scams. The scam. Criminals pretend to be IRS agents, demanding immediate payment through gift cards, wire transfers, or prepaid debit cards. The truth. The real IRS never calls to demand instant payment. They send official letters by mail first. They also never ask for gift cards. What to do? Hang up. Verify any tax issue directly with the IRS at irs.gov or by calling their official phone number, DOI. Medicare, health insurance scams. The scam. A caller says, "We need to verify your Medicare number to send you a new card." Or they offer free medical equipment if you just share your Social Security or Medicare number. The truth. Medicare will never call to ask for personal details. These scammers want your ID so they can commit medical fraud and bill Medicare in your name. What to do? Never give your Medicare or Social Security number over the phone. If in doubt, call 1-800-MEDICARE directly. 3. Banking online fraud. The scam. You get an email or text from what looks like your bank saying, "Suspicious activity detected. Click this link to secure your account." The truth. This is a phishing attack. Clicking the link lets scammers steal your login info. What to do? Never click suspicious links. Instead, log into your account directly through your bank's website or call the customer service number on your bank card. 4. Grandparent scam. The scam. You receive a call. "Grandma, it's me. I'm in trouble and need money right away." The caller pretends to be a grandchild, often crying or whispering to disguise their voice. The truth. This is an emotional manipulation trick. Scammers know seniors living alone are more likely to panic and send money quickly. What to do? Hang up and call your grandchild or another family member directly. Never send money until you confirm the story. 5. Fake tech support. The scam. A pop-up appears on your computer. "Warning! Your computer is infected. Call Microsoft immediately." Once you call, they demand payment to fix it. The truth. Microsoft and Apple do not send pop-up warnings asking you to call them. This is always a scam. What to do? Close your browser, restart your computer, and if needed, ask a trusted technician, not a random caller, for help. Protecting yourself. Living alone can make these scams even scarier, but knowledge gives you power. Here are steps every senior should take. Screen your calls. Use caller ID and voicemail. If it's urgent, they'll leave a message. Register with the National Do Not Call Registry at donutcall.gov. Use credit unions or banks with fraud alerts. They can notify you of suspicious activity instantly. Talk openly with family or friends. Scammers win when you stay silent. Share what happened. It could save someone else too. .com. Bottom line. Scammers thrive on fear and loneliness. But once you recognize their tricks, you take away their power. You don't have to face this alone. The law, your bank, and agencies like the FTC are there to help. AID. Let me ask you, have you or someone you know ever been targeted by one of these scams? Please share your story in the comments. It could prevent another senior from falling into the same trap. Imagine this. You've just received 3 different calls in 1 week, one about taxes, one about an old medical bill, and another offering a discount subscription. It feels overwhelming. You live alone, and you're tired of wondering which bills are real and which are scams. Here's the good news. The law gives you powerful protections. Once you know your rights, you can stop feeling powerless and start feeling in control. Let's break down the most important protections and strategies seniors should use. 1. Social Security benefits are protected. Collectors often threaten to take your Social Security check. This is a scare tactic. By federal law, Social Security benefits are protected from most creditors. Debt collectors cannot garnish those payments for credit cards, medical bills, or personal loans. If anyone says otherwise, they're lying. Only very limited debts, like federal taxes, child support, or federal student loans can touch Social Security. 2. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. This law is your shield against harassment. Under the FDCPA, collectors cannot call you before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. They cannot threaten arrest, take your house, or lie about what you owe. You have the right to demand proof of any debt in writing. If a collector violates these rules, you can report them to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, or sue them in court. Seniors have successfully won cases against abusive collectors, and some even received compensation. 3. Cease and desist letters. If you're tired of harassing calls, you can send a cease and desist letter. This tells the collector, in writing, to stop contacting you. Once they receive it, they are legally required to stop calling except to notify you of specific legal action. A simple letter stating, under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, I request that you cease all communication with me regarding this alleged debt, is enough. Always keep a copy for your records. CAT. Guarding against financial exploitation. Scammers and even dishonest relatives sometimes try to access seniors' money. Protect yourself by using a credit union instead of a big bank. Credit unions often have stronger fraud alert systems and lower fees. Setting up fraud alerts or transaction notifications on your accounts. Considering a trusted financial power of attorney, someone you choose who can step in if needed, not someone forced on you. 5. Technology as your ally. While technology can bring scams, it can also protect you. Use call blocking apps or services from your phone provider. Enable 2-factor authentication on online banking. Use an RFID blocking wallet to protect your debit, credit cards from electronic theft. 6. Emotional defense. Don't face it alone. Scammers count on seniors feeling isolated. Talk about what's happening with friends, family, or community groups like AARP. Even discussing suspicious calls can help you see the red flags more clearly. Remember, asking for help doesn't mean weakness, it means strength. 7. Know where to report scams. ftc.gov/complaint for fraud and scams. SSA Inspector General oig.ssa.gov for fake Social Security calls. irs.gov for tax scam verification. State Attorney General's Office for local consumer protection. Reporting not only protects you but also helps stop scammers from hurting others. Och. Bottom line, you are not defenseless. The law is designed to protect seniors, especially those living alone. By knowing your rights, keeping good records, and refusing to give in to pressure, you can protect both your money and your peace of mind. Tell me in the comments, what's one step you'll take today to protect yourself blocking calls, checking your bills, or learning more about your rights? Seniors, let's recap. If you live alone, you do not have to pay for expired medical debts, fake utility charges, a deceased spouse's credit card debt, unauthorized subscriptions, or telemarketing scams. On top of that, we reviewed the most common scams that target seniors and the legal protections you already have on your side. Remember, Social Security benefits are protected, debt collectors must follow the law, and you always have the right to demand proof in writing. Bottom line, you are not powerless. With knowledge and confidence, you can protect your money, your benefits, and your peace of mind. ATA. Before you go, please drop a comment below. Even just the word SAFE helps spread this warning to more seniors. And if you've faced one of these scams, your story could save someone else. Disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. For personal legal concerns, consult a licensed attorney in your state.